Good morning, good evening and good afternoon, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Men of War Assault Squad 2. So today we are in a battle for SEELOW Heights. Well, in fact we're just very slightly to the north of SEELOW Heights, or the town of SEELOW actually, and we have the German main defense positions here, which aren't as major as SEELOW because the hill structures over here aren't as major as SEELOW. And we have our main German defense line up here. So we're trying to move our basic German infantry and mechanized unit up from this baseline where we have some AT and artillery support as well as some infantry bunkers. And we're trying to move these mechanized and infantry troops up to this baseline before the Soviets get to us. Now, the majority of the Soviet army that's attacking this front is just to the north, but they've decided to attack with this small wave of infantry and armor before their main forces get here. So fingers crossed we can get our German mechanized and infantry up to this defense line before the Soviets manage to get over top of this hill and completely screw us over. We do in fact have some reinforcements of armour and more artillery and AT guns making their way towards the front line here, but we will have to wait a few minutes for them to get here. Anyway, meanwhile, we've started the match, and we're going to get on with doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause it here and watch the chaos ensue. So we're going to have quite a lot of micromanaging when we get to the top here, because we have the infantry going and we have the mechanized units going, and I have infantry in all of the mechanized units. Oh dear, the AI is struggling. Make sure the AI isn't struggling anywhere else, and they are struggling. Ah, good old Men of War AI. Now, unfortunately, I don't think... yeah, we're not going to make this. Right, so I'm going to begin popping these guys into their infantry slots as best I possibly can. Oh dear, this isn't going to go well. Now, I'm probably getting killed for doing that, but oh my god, they have just been completely laid out on me. That's not good at all. Right, so when they have actions, the mechanized units usually dump out their infantry, and there's not much we can actually do with this infantry, annoyingly. Dump them off there. Keep them going. Easy dump off there. And we need our AT guns to start moving up. Where's our other AT gun gone to? What are you doing all the way down here? Come up here. Here you are. And this is turning into a micromanagement chaos. Oh, this is hell. Now, unfortunately, because the AI isn't stimulated to come up this hill, it isn't coming up this hill. Oh dear, what's happened here? This is not really what I expected to happen. To say the least. Alright, let's pop you guys in there. guys in there. We will do the best we possibly can. Right, deploy. Right, just deploy. Deploy and start whacking out tanks. Right, we have them as a baseline, which isn't too bad. We still seem to have some Soviet armor that's sitting at the back. Oh, this is going to be a hell of a fight. So far, the right flank is falling a bit, but it's not doing too badly. We are moderately holding things at the moment. I'm hoping these AT guns are really going to wipe out these vehicles when they come over the hill. And they're aiming in completely the wrong direction. Wonderful. That's what we always love to see in Men of War. Right, let's get these up to support these. Okay, we're actually not doing too badly. Apart from the fact we've lost all of our AT guns. That's always wonderful. Right, let's actually get the Soviet tanks to move up a bit, shall we? So somehow the Russian forces have actually managed to take off their own like free movement mode, which was interesting. Now, unfortunately, because we have no armour up here at the moment, the German forces are getting absolutely crapped on. And I'm very much hoping that the AT defences back here will have an okay job of mopping up the defences here. And fingers crossed, the German armour reinforcements will arrive before the Soviet armour reinforcements arrive. Because not only do we have T-34s of both generations, of 85 and the 57s, but I believe we also have Soviet KV-1 heavy tanks on the way, which is not good. So at the moment, our right flank has completely fallen and been completely crapped on. I'm not using the Anything Stays Permanently mod as much as I would love to have a field of blown out Russian tanks. I tried to run this last night with the Anything Stays Permanently and the FPS just completely died and went to crap, so that's not really an option with this match. Now, we're actually going to help out the Soviet forces on this one and continue to push them over the wall because it seems like the AI is actually wanting to fall back, which is always helpful. So now, yeah, basically our entire front line has collapsed. Our left flank is still very, very minorly holding, but to be honest with you, there's not much. There's not much of them left. I suppose I can push them up a bit to help with the infantry, but other than that, very, very little this flank can do. Now, it looks like our AT guns are doing a damn good job of holding back the Russian attack. Oh! We had a nice T-34 get taken out there. And fingers crossed, any moment now, the German reinforcement armour is going to turn up before the Soviet reinforcement armour turns up. But it's not looking good for the German forces at all. They have lost they've lost the hilltop without a doubt. We've got tons of Russian infantry and armour moving over the hilltop now. And the front line is just getting crapped on. But we have our German artillery and the AT guns working their asses off and working overtime to try and hold the Russian armour back, but it's not looking good at all. So right now the Germans are really quite in trouble. In this, the German armour reinforcements arrive very, very soon. There's not much this German line's going to be able to do against this Russian armour wave. And I think the Russian reinforcements have just arrived. Yes. The KV-1s have arrived. This is even worse. And a hell of a lot of more Russian infantry. This is very problematic for the Germans. Unless this line infantry can hold out for a while longer, not much this German side's going to be able to do. The left flank's about to fall. Right flank isn't faring much better, but it's holding its own. Mostly just Russian infantry here. Few tanks, but I think they're mostly disabled. And the centre is getting absolutely crapped on, to say the least. Well, ladies and gents, it looks like the cavalry has arrived. And, well, if you're expecting more than this, I don't know what you're expecting, because this is a lot of tanks considering what the Germans actually had at the end of the war. So this is actually quite a reasonable amount of armour considering the time that this battle is set in. But I think that we should actually do okay-ish now. I think that we might actually do just about alright. Hopefully his German armour will move up in a second to prevent the Russians from breaking the line. But other than that, I think this battle may be turning in the Germans' favour. But we will have to wait and see, because these the KV-1s are coming over the hill now. And these KV-1s can really, really screw over these German tanks very, very easily. Not to mention the amount of Russian infantry that is still coming down the hill. Still got the Russian artillery and the AT guns pounding away, doing the best they possibly can. But it might be just too little, too late, but we will have to wait and see. Right, ladies and gents, so we are in the last few moments of the battle now. We have German reinforcements here. We've still got the Russian forces moving down the hill, but I don't think there's that much they can do. It's pretty much going to be a one-shot kill for all the Panther tanks on most of the T-34s. KV-1s will be able to penetrate the Panther tanks, but there's not that many of them. So I think it might actually be the turning point for the German forces, with the Russians being just too little, too late. So I shall leave you with some cinematics of the battle to see who the victor is. Well, ladies and gents, it looks like the German forces have done it, with the last few Russian tanks going down just now. And it looks like, for now, the German forces have defended the defence front of SEELOW Heights. How long they can hold on to this fortified line is another question entirely, though, with almost 2 million Russian infantry heading their way, along with around about 4,500 tanks along the entire front. So I very much doubt they can hold out for another day. But I hope you've enjoyed this battle. I hope you enjoyed the Men of War videos I've been putting out so far. Let me know down in the comments any other battles you want to see. I've got some battles in the pipeline that I've been working on for the last few weeks. So they will be coming out in the following few weekends. And as always, thank you very much for watching the video. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay awesome.